What's up, everybody? We are back once again with a brand new episode of the Tiptix Podcast. Of course, you already know our faces. You're pretty familiar with who we are, so I think we'll leave our names out of it and get straight to it. But before we do, how are you, man?
Hey, I'm doing okay.
I see that you're. I would think you're probably camping. For one, two, you're just chilling out there at Tent City, maybe Seattle. I would say.
Yeah, definitely hanging out with the homies in Seattle. We're camping full time. A lot of homeless. They here's the thing. They label us homeless. This is our home. This is our home, and we're just camping full time, and all the fires that have been happening around Seattle, because due to the homeless camps. Hey, sorry, Fred, Nancy, Jamal, and Jacob. They are sorry about those fires. We were just roasting marshmallows. We were telling stories, and the moonshine just sort of hit a little differently. But Jenny Durkin, Jenny, you see me? I just want to thank you for opening your city up. This is definitely not a humanity crisis at all. Not at all. This is like what we were doing in the Rio Grande River, the Texas river, where they brought all the mean horses. They were just like, yeah, and they were just like hitting everybody with whips and chains and like doing some BDSM shit with all these new people, because those horses are so mean and everything. So there's no horses in Seattle. Other than a couple. But anyway, I just want to say, Jenny Durkin, thank you for opening your city up to me and all my partners and partnets. And also just want to give David Lee credit for the picture. Obviously, he took a picture of this shithole and went ahead and posted it. So photo credits to David Lee.
Okay. Well, one thing I want to say right off jump is that I'm pretty surprised that you have a full podcast set up out there underneath the bridge, and that's pretty impressive, I got to say. So good job, man.
Yeah. Hey, like free power. I mean, look at the lights are always on.
Oh, dude, it all works out.
Yeah, drugs are cheap. We steal. I mean, we reallocate from vehicles. But I don't know if I don't know if you've seen the local news at all, but a couple of my partners, they made it to the news they had an RV on the side of the road, and they were building like a double-decker RV,
Really?
So, oh yeah, dude, like it was like a sweet ass episode of mini homes or whatever. Like,
yeah.
Dude,
It's such a wave right now. Mini homes or mobile homes, what do they call them?
Yeah. Those mini, those mini houses, about like micro living or whatever. But it was like, and I was just like sitting there thinking, I'm like, man, I mean, this is obviously white trash living, right? And I haven't heard one Southern accent. So I don't think that living like this is a Southern thing anymore. Like everybody used to make fun of the Southern people, the Southern folks, for being so stupid and, living like just homeless, living like derelicts. And I don't know, man. I see more derelicts and homeless on the West Coast and all the deep blue, educated states. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's weird. But, I love it out here. It's awesome. I love it. And none of us are jabbed. I mean, well, none of us are jabbed with the vaccine.
I mean, you're jabbed, but with something else.
Yeah. We got that good.
That having your eyes rolled to the back of your fucking skull,
Yeah. By the way, hey, after the pod, if you need,
okay. We'll talk. But okay, so that's where your location is. That's where your location is for this episode of this new episode of the Tiptix Podcast. So we will commence. First off, you're rocking an appropriate shirt, and one thing I want to say is from back then when we had our conversations, we've talked about Cardano on and off on past previous episodes. If you want to check those out, go do so on our YouTube page and also on all major streaming platforms. But we've talked about it, right?
Yeah.
And for me, I do my due diligence to try enough to like do my research and kind of just read up on it and just find out for myself to know, like, would this be something I would really want to put some money into, right?
Brilliant. Yes.
I'm glad that I did. First of all, I want to say that. But two, today was this their official first summit that they've ever done?
No. They do a summit every year.
Okay. But this one was special. Now, the one thing I want to throw out there, they made some major moves. Cardano overall made some major moves, and there's going to be 3 names. So correct me if I'm wrong, okay? You're mine. Like I said,
bro, I had to work today, so I didn't get to jump in. I'm all Ada, I'm all Charles Hoskinson, but I did not get to watch this thing, and I was just like, I was burning. So I'm giddy with excitement to hear what you have to say.
So 3 companies that they're in partnership now with.
Yes.
Dish Network, Boost Mobile, and Chainlink.
Yes.
So, okay, let's keep that into consideration.
Well, Dish and Boost are the same company.
They're the same company. Okay. I didn't know that. But this is what's important. Now we know that this coin holds a lot. It's going to hold a lot of value as it goes and it progresses and all that, in comparison to all these stupid coins people, that they pump and dump and all that.
Yes.
Like, there's really no backing for it. And now we're kind of seeing, like, okay, who are the big dogs and who are just the little puppies? You know what I'm saying? So I have more trust in Ada now than I did before. I mean, not saying that I never did, but it's like, dude, this is the future. This is the wave. This is like the beginning. And when I watched this video of this guy explaining why is this so important, is because it's the first of its kind doing what it's doing now, and this is only the beginning. And those 3 companies, or the 2, because one of them is merged, this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
And I honestly think it's gonna adapt. Like, it's gonna create other deals with other people, like other major players too. And they're gonna. I mean, dude, this thing's gonna blow up. I mean, right? You're pretty much speaking into the future before you're saying it's gonna get wild from here
blow
now.
Up like the world trade.
Yeah,
Biggie said.
Like Biggie said, yeah.
Wait, but wrong kind of blow up.
Yeah,
the Biggie kind of blow up.
Yes,
what he meant.
Lyrics.
Ugh, that was horrible. Can't believe I said that.
Overall, dude, really good news. And that was the main thing that kind of really stuck to me was that. Yeah, they're making huge moves. So, I mean, dude, I honestly thought I thought you knew about it, but obviously you don't. Well, but man, I mean,
I knew a little bit.
So, okay, fill me in. And I'm asking you because you would probably know a little bit more than me. I guess I'm just still like a beginner, Why is it so important when it comes to Dish Network and Boost Mobile using their network, like Cardano's network? What's the importance of that? Okay. If you could explain.
Well,
school me up. School everybody up that's watching this and listening.
I mean, I'm a novice. I'm not, by any stretch of imagination, a pro. But so from what I gather with the whole Boost Mobile, they are putting 8 million phones equipped with decentralization type technology. So basically, they can be decentralized right from their phone. And they are working with Cardano to set that up. Now, I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that means because this technology, all I know about this technology is that it's so new that we don't, like those of us who are not web developers or software developers, it's going to be a lot harder for us to understand it until we see the products work. Right. Mm-hmm. But these guys like Cardano, Charles Hoskinson and the CEO of Dish and Boost Mobile, they're sitting there and they know exactly what they're doing. And so we're just sort of on the sidelines like, whoa, what is this going to look like? But it offers decentralization. And the beauty about decentralization, for example, okay, see my shirt. There are like, about, let's just say 20 different dots, right? In a motion. And so if one of those dots, picture all of those as computers, okay? Picture all of those as computers, as servers, as nodes, right? That's what they are. They're nodes. If I say something, right? Let's just say I'm on Facebook and I put out a post. then it goes to all of those nodes together. So say Facebook, say the fact checkers are like, hey, we don't really think that Brett is down in Seattle at a homeless shelter podcasting. So we are going to label this, or we are going to take down his page. Being decentralized, you cannot do that. You cannot unless you go to every single node and shut them down. But they're all sharing information simultaneously, 24/7, all the time. So decentralization, that's what scares the government, is that when I have my money and I send it to a wallet, they can't get it unless they have my keys. And you know, they ain't getting my keys.
Oh yeah, no, they ain't getting those keys.
That's
baby.
what Pablo said.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. So pretty much, okay. Before, I think you're going to continue on with what you're saying. This pretty much has it where the power is within the holder, meaning nobody can take that.
Yes, it's more power. Oh, it's a shift in power. Yes.
Okay. That's kind of how I understood it too when they were talking about like privacy and just having the person or the user having full control. Like nobody's going to be able to access it or do whatever. And I like that because that's how it should be. Oh, that's how it should have been like from the beginning. But with everything happening, as time went on, they want to be able to check our money transactions and all this other shit. And
did you see that edit on that 600? They took that away.
Oh, really?
Banks were having a fit about that. So the Biden administration last week on the last episode, Eddie had brought up the article about the news about the Biden administration wanting to introduce a law that says that the bank was going to be legally required to report transactions over $600, either in or out. Basically, the IRS would see every single one of our transactions. So the banks are like, listen, bro, are you deaf, dumb, or blind, or just stupid?
All of them.
All of them. And they said, do you realize how much time, money, and effort and energy this is going to take us? No, we are not doing this. This is crazy. This is crazy. Stupid. Are you that paranoid? I mean, that's what it feels like. It feels like we are messing with someone who is paranoid, schizophrenic, and they're just like, nobody move. Nobody move. I want to know what everybody's doing at all times. Blah, 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 blah. No. So anyway, so the banks finally resisted enough to where that should not be happening.
Good.
So as far as I know, they wiped that out. That's not happening.
Yeah, fuck that, man. I just thought that's just stupid. It's not. They don't have a right to even do that. Like, why would it matter to them what I spend my money on or whatever? You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
but so back to what we're saying about what is it? Decentralization. I'm with it. I love it. And this is the beginning. The beauty of it. This is the beginning of its like transformation. And dude, Hoskinson is fucking killing it, man. I just feel like this is only the beginning of the takeover, and dude, I'm with it, bro. I'm gonna be like a key follower and just with everything that's going on. And but what's crazy from what this guy was explaining on this video when I was watching kind of like the recap of what's going on, those two companies reached out to Charles because they were interested in like what's going on and what he was doing. So that says a lot. So once you catch the interest of two people that run those two major companies, who do you think is going to follow?
And you know what's crazy about that is like Cardano just last week released smart contracts. And so, I guess if I were a CEO and I wanted to go blockchain, I probably wouldn't have even heard of Cardano. I would have been thinking Ethereum. Ethereum is a no-brainer, right? Because Ethereum has like 10 times, 30 times the developers that Cardano has. So it's almost like Cardano is just a new pup. It's just a little puppy. No relation, no connection to Doge or Shiba Inu.
Nah, fuck that, dude.
Nah, we ain't
big
fucking
dog
with
shit
those
now.
dogs.
No, big dog now.
But no, so I said, oh my God, something is happening. Something is happening, and people are waking up. These connections, and it's happening with Cardano, and you know me, I've been in the Cardano ecosystem for a year. So and it's been very there's been ups and there's been downs, right? And the one thing, if you are a Cardano fanboy like myself, you have had to endure the Ethereum and Bitcoin, what do they call them? Maxis, right? Those guys are all in. I mean, they have all their money and everything that they've ever worked for is either with Bitcoin or Ethereum. And when Cardano came and promised to wreck some shit up, it forced people to listen. And I just happen to have, like I was your mentor with Ada. I happen to have a mentor come my way and say, hey, you better jump in on this. And I did. I love just researching for hours and hours and hours on stuff. I just get crazy with this. And I'm like, this is literally the future. And there's other great companies out there. Solana was doing really good until they had to shut their whole system down. And then the questions were, wow, if they can shut the system down, does that really mean they're decentralized? So then you haven't seen good Solana question. Recover. And that was good because I sold my Solana high. I sold it for a profit, and I sold high. So I had that. But anyway, yeah. So Cardano is the future, and I'm so excited that you are seeing it, and I hope other Tip Touch listeners are at least looking at it or interested in it, because 5 to 10 years, everybody's gonna have some sort of connection with the blockchain.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, man, everybody, we definitely want everybody to eat, and make something out of this, so and for me, it's kind of, I think about it long term, so I mean, it might not be next month, next week or whatever, but just let it accumulate, let it pile up. And just like you said,
you're talking about money. I'm talking about people using it. Like,
yeah, for sure. No, we're
talking about two different things. Yeah. You're talking about like investing in the technology, and then that. I'm talking about, let's just say Apple, right? So say we invested in Apple early, and they hadn't even released their iPhone yet, and all of a sudden they're releasing their iPhone, and we're like, oh my God, I think this thing's going to be big. And then all of a sudden it goes big. Well, you and we're on this end, like just raking in the cash, like, ooh, need a bigger rake, too much money. Oh my God, I'm going to hurt my back. And then, but all our friends are like, oh man, look at this new iPhone. And we're like, yeah, we can buy like 5 million of them, plus Apple uses slave labor. So it's like super cheap labor.
For sure. I'm more curious too on the technology side of things, like how it's all going to work and how they're going to intertwine. And I guess as time goes by, I think we're going to see, like, they're going to explain on how it's all going to work. Because I mean, we're just going off by kind of what we think is how it's going to work.
Yeah.
But they just announced the partnership. That was really it. That was kind of like the highlight of it all. That they're partnering up and they're going to do some things. So I mean, I definitely look at it on both ends. But I mean, I like the money too. So, but it's like, that comes with it as well. So,
and for anybody in the Cardano ecosystem who wants to make some money, Cardano is not the only one that you can make money with. It's there's other cryptos in the Cardano, what do you call it? Native family,
like their ecosystem type deal.
That other cryptos that are connected, like Ethereum has their Ethereum based cryptos that they work with. Well, Cardano is getting that as well, and Cody is one of them. Cody is like a payment system, and so when we use payments on the blockchain, and I'm pretty sure Boost and Dish are going to be using some sort of Cody type payment processing system, because that's what they were talking about with Dish, is making payments from your phone. Well, that's what Cody's there for. So COTI. And who's the other one? ADAX is one that I'm eyeing. I'm in a little bit. It's scary because ADAX is one of a few decentralized exchanges. A decentralized exchange for in Cardano would be equivalent to PancakeSwap with the Binance Smart Chain, or Uniswap in the Ethereum ecosystem. So I'm messing with MinSwap right now. I've got some ADA staking with them, and so I'm expecting some rewards. Actually, the MinSwap rewards are starting to come in already.
Nice.
But that's not, that's these, and this is just the beginning. Like we're just planting seeds in our field, and it's gonna take a while for this thing to grow into a crop. But I'm telling you, but anyway, ADAX, Cody, Ajax, Singularity Net. That's another one you want. Ergo is another one. Man, just check out the Cardano ecosystem. And those are just a few ones that stick out for me that I'm looking at, that I'm eyeing on, that I'm investing in. So yeah, I think that there's a lot of money to be made in Cardano, in the Cardano ecosystem.
Facts, man, facts. So Chainlink, fill me in. What's up with that? Like, what do they do, or what's up with that partnership?
All I know about Chainlink is it's an oracle. And basically they work with different blockchains, and I mean, I'm going to butcher this by explaining it, but basically they connect with Ethereum, they connect to Cardano, because Cardano and Ethereum are not the same. They cannot connect. So you need an oracle that can connect the two, that can say, hey, if I want to connect into the Ethereum chain, and that's going to be huge. Those people that can get, I mean, when Ethereum starts seeing, because Ethereum, the thing that's killing Ethereum right now is gas fees. I've spent way too much money. I don't even mess with Ethereum anymore. I don't mess with Uniswap. I don't mess with any of that unless I'm buying Ethereum. If I'm buying an Ethereum based coin, it's only on the exchange and it's only to make money, but I'm not actually using them. So, but it's just the gas fees, and they were just there. So they have the luxury of being the first ones in the market to build, and they have amazing technology. It's just not. It's that Ethereum gas fees are just outrageous. Ethereum promises to fix that with their stakeable, with their point of stake Ethereum 2.0, but Cardano looks like they beat them. So sorry.
Definitely,
and in that meantime, you're gonna start seeing people rushing into Cardano. But Chainlink, and I do have shoot, I got rid of my Chainlink. Actually, I need to get back into Chainlink. I did get rid of Chainlink, but
so it's pretty much like an adapter to make them communicate within. That's how I understand it.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. But yeah, no, overall, bottom line, good things. Definitely it's the future looks bright for Cardano / ADA. So
in crypto in general.
Yeah, no, for sure. Big
Unless
move.
You're in China.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of that, they definitely fucking put a fucking stop to that. They said it's pretty much illegal. Well, they're pretty much going to say, we will punish you if you fucking do any type of like any transactions within the cryptocurrency world. They put a stop to that shit. I mean, they've already halted on it before, but now it's like nope, not anymore.
Yeah. So, I mean, here's the thing. China is getting ready to release their digital yuan. And what's scary about the Chinese currency, they're taking their fiat and making it digital. And what makes that scary, we were all up in arms about Biden wanting to look at our bank accounts over $600. No, China, once you have a country, and America is working on their digital dollar as well. They are working on that. And but the scary thing about a digital dollar, digital currency is, and that's not to be mistaken with cryptocurrencies. Crypto is the main word. Cryptography, secret, hidden, indecipherable, to whatever. Key. But digital currency can be tracked and not just tracked, but also controlled. So I've used this example before, but say we get these stimulus checks, right? And so right now in the current state, they send us a check, whether it's a physical check or direct deposit it in our bank. We can go to the bank and we can either take it out in cash or we can use our debit cards, right? But there's no restrictions and there's no expiration date as to when we have to spend this money. But so you can spend that money wherever you want. once we go to a digital dollar, in order for there to be a stimulus check or a stimulus money, right? Stimulus made to stimulate the economy, made to give that economy a little steroid injection so that it can keep moving, right? Because it's going stagnant, whatever. So, and you will see this in China, you will see this in America. They will say, okay, you can use this digital money, but only for these types of industries. And it has to be spent by this time or you lose it. You lose it all. Now, I don't know if they could do that in America, but they certainly, but you know how they freeze assets? Well, they could literally do the same thing. If you are someone who they even suspect, I mean, we see, we think civil forfeiture is bad, where a cop can pull someone over, and if they have more than $10,000 cash, they can seize that cash, right? Because all they have to say is, my narcotics dog smells drugs. He's been alerted, so we're gonna take this from you. Meanwhile, this guy, the guy that got pulled over and his shit taken, he's just like, what are you talking about? I saved my money.
He was a Navy guy too. Navy guy.
It's, dude, in Beverly Hills, there was a big, up. It's crazy. It's crazy. The law enforcement has gone nuts with the civil forfeiture. I can't even believe it's still law, but it still is. So anyway, if we have digital currency, they can do that even without pulling you over. There will be no such thing as cash. So, yeah, man,
that's the opposite of kind of what, cryptocurrency is, and that's what they're trying to give us, like the control of your money that you earned, it's in your hands. That's it. Yep. Nobody can touch it. And that's, I think, should be highlighted in big letters. And I think that's why people should get in it, because I mean, dude, with that digital dollar idea, no, I wouldn't want nobody to control with my,
Well, okay, I'll give. So I had a guy talk to me earlier this week about. He said, "Hey, man, I have $15K that I want to put into crypto." And I said, "Okay." I said, "Well, we got some things going on right now. I would, and I know you don't want to lose your money. So here's what I would do. I would take $1,000. If you've got 15, I would start with 1,000, and I would definitely get into either Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a great crypto to start with, because when it goes down, it doesn't go down that much, right? And then when it goes up, it doesn't go up that much either, but it's pretty safe. But if you want to start making gains, okay, the next thing, if once you start feeling comfortable, I say go to ADA. ADA is not going to let you down. It's going up. It's not going to go down. I think we are past those days where, I think the lowest we're going to see, if we did see another drop, the lowest I think you're going to see ADA go is 180, and we're at like what, 240 right now, 230.
I believe so, yeah.
So and that's just right now. As the world now that smart contracts are in there, that's a game changer. Everything's changed for ADA. So I would go with ADA, but start with a little bit at a time. Get comfortable, get used to those drops. Those drops are going to come. Those drops are going to last a few months. Remember, we were in bet.
Oh yeah,
a few months ago,
and it was just boop, 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 going down.
It just, right when we went in, it just all of a sudden, like, I'm like, am I jinxed or something? Because every time I get into something, it drops. ADA did the same thing to me. I bought into ADA, and then right after I bought into it, it made a massive drop and stayed dropped for like 2 months. So that's good, though, because once you can stomach that and learn how to stomach that, there's so many different avenues you can take. But because they're like stuff like China happens all the time, right? China and India is starting to wake up to crypto. They're starting to be more friendly with it. But South Korea, they just shut down like 63 decentralized exchanges.
Damn.
This is like the money pros are calling cryptocurrency a speculative asset. So it's meaning it's not established. There's a lot of risk. So, for those of us that have made quite a bit of money, we're happy. We're sticking with it. I'm sinking with this ship. you know. But for people that are brand new, I don't want to lose $15,000. You know, I don't want to put 15 in and then all of a sudden it drops down to 7. I don't want that, right? Nobody does, but not everybody has the stomach for that, and you especially don't when you've never lost that much in just one swoop.
Yeah, I think for me, I could put myself in those shoes because I'm, like I said, I'm a beginner. I am new to this shit. I know I wouldn't say the basics, but just enough to know, like, okay, I kind of know what I'm doing. But like you said, that's the important thing I did. I started with a small amount, and now I'm going to start pouring a little bit more and more and more as it goes. Because you said now you know that even though it takes a dip, it's going to go back up. But especially with what's going on now, it's going to go up now. So now it's like we're going to fucking brace ourselves for the ride here. So it's definitely, no, you're right. And like I say, one of the good pieces of advice you said, when you really get used to just investing like into whatever crypto you get into, like don't have the habit to look at it every day, you know, and just like look at it every once in a while. And I've become like good to that because I was checking it every so often, like the first couple times that I was doing it. But now it's like I just every now and then, like I'll get notifications, but I'll forget to look at it. But I try not to.
Yeah.
You know, so
yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, you know, I have my notifications set where if it goes up a certain percentage, let me know. If it goes down a certain percentage, let me know. That's it. You know, that's it. As long as and then, you know, and once a month, I have a certain amount that I invest in every month. I'm like, okay, this is what we're doing, you know, and I'm always looking at things, like looking at, okay, where is this? Where's ADA this month? What are they doing? What are some big things? What should we do? So should I put more money in ADA, or should I be putting some in Cody, or should I be putting some in? And it's cool because if you see something hit an all-time high, dude, it is so tempting. It's called FOMO, fear of missing out. It's so tempting to just dump because you don't want to miss out. You don't want to miss out. Like, oh my God, I got to put my money into this right now. And then, dude, I'm telling you, when a crypto launches, don't put your money in. Wait a day or two, and that thing will drop. It will. And so that's when you go in. Wait for the drop, then go in. Catch the dip.
There's some friendly advice right there, peeps. Take it for what you want. Now, yeah, man. I mean, overall, it's good news. A lot of interesting stuff happening. But that's crazy. Like China, definitely, they're pulling the plug on it too. You know, so not surprised about it. You know, they're not gonna fucking give the people that type of freedom. So not surprising to me.
I only have one story about crypto that I want to
go for it. No, go for it, man.
Want to talk about. So we were talking about all the FUD. We were talking about China. And well, so in America, we have some FUD going on as well. Some fear, uncertainty, doubt. That's FUD. And you know, they're talking about the lawsuits that you know, the crypto. They're thinking this article is called "The Crypto Industry Could Take Tax Fights All the Way to the Supreme Court." And basically, so the U.S. government sees cryptocurrency as either one of two things, categories. It's either a security or it's a commodity, right? And so Ripple, they are facing court because they said, hey, you are a security. You were supposed to register as a security and you didn't. And he's like, and the CEO is like, what are you talking about? You label Ethereum as a commodity. We are the same thing as Ethereum. So they're having this big fight. But essentially, it's they're trying to box this brand new blockchain technology, high tech technology, stuff that none of those old folks in DC understand, and they're trying to. I mean, Elizabeth Warren has called it funny money. Donald Trump has called it, I think, a scam. You know, and so there's a lot of people on both sides of the aisle that just do not like this thing. But they don't like what they don't understand. So what I'm proposing, right? Because we're gonna be in all these legal fights because over money. Like, oh, you made all this money with this crypto, and you know now they're gonna want to tax us on all of our gains, right? Capital gains tax.
Yep.
So I want to bring everybody. I want to relate this to Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act of 1996. That was when, you know, the internet was established. Now it was new, it was established, and prior to social media, there were like news websites that would allow people on their page to like leave comments and whatever, right? And so somebody would lie. Somebody would be like, "Oh, okay, well, you know, you did this, you did that, whatever," and you know that person would lie. So then the person, the victim of the lie, would then sue the newspaper or the internet service provider. They would say, "Hey, you're the one providing this service," right? And so the internet, so basically what they happened, they said that these lawsuits, they just didn't make sense. They were like, the courts kept looking at these cases and they're like, wow, we have to do something because this internet, this new thing called the interwebs that Al Gore created, just kidding, but that's what he claimed. Well, that's what he claimed, but I'm just kidding. He didn't.
Damn, you dropped some fucking knowledge on me.
No matter what he says, he did not invent the internet.
All right, he did it. Okay, noted.
So Section 230 was developed in response to a pair of lawsuits against internet service providers in the early 1990s that resulted in different interpretations of whether the service providers should be treated as publishers or, alternatively, as distributors of content created by its users. So now we see Section 230 as related more to social media because, you know, if I go on Facebook and I say, hey, I saw, you know, so and so rape this dog, you know, and that person is like known and it's like, no, there's no way I raped a dog. That person cannot sue Facebook for what I said on Facebook. They can sue me for me saying it, but in the old days, prior to Section 230, they could sue Facebook, right?
Okay.
So that's what I'm talking about. Is that they had to modernize the Washington D.C. Our legislators had to modernize the law to fit in with the new times. And I think that's my analogy is with all these cases that are going to come regarding taxes and cryptos and securities versus commodities, yada, yada, yada. I think there has to be enough court cases where the courts finally decide, hey, what is our version of Section 230 for the tax code or for whatever the code that they need for cryptocurrencies. So that's what I think. That's what, you know, it's brand new, and the old people just haven't figured it out. They're too scared by it. But I think a few court cases will finally get some traction. We'll finally get some definition.
I think it's just like with
part of why I'm holding for so long.
I think that's just like with anything new, like the fear of the unknown. You know, that's kind of what they're really basing this whole thing where they're not unsure of. And I mean, I get it, but you know, you just got to adapt with it at the end of the day, man. I mean, it's just like technology in general is just kind of it's rapidly advancing. You know what I'm saying? So
it's human nature, I think. Yeah. I get it. I bash Washington all the time because I think a lot of them, I think most of them are useless. They've been there for too long. And I would like to see some fresh blood in there a lot more.
What do they call themselves? Like fresh bloods or pure bloods?
Pure bloods. Hey, what's up, half breed? Back in the day.
Oh man, good times. But no, you're right. It wouldn't hurt to have fresh new faces up in the, in those positions. I mean, I'm with that. I agree.
Yeah, I think. I mean, as against Alex Yang as I was, on a lot of his left-leaning issues, when it came to crypto, he did. But another thing, back to Charles Hoskinson, he's been in Washington, D.C. talking to these lawmakers. So,
oh, really?
Yes. So I'm telling you, he is our savior in crypto.
Dude, I think he's awesome. I always send you these pictures that he posts up on Twitter. And I'm like, this dude would be pretty cool to kick it with. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has humor, but it's more of the, like, he can get serious and he's pretty blunt about shit. That's just kind of how I read him with some of the tweets he says when people like when he has people kind of like, you know, bashing ADA or Cardano or just crypto in general, he'll fucking come at him with just some bars. And I'm like, this guy's pretty cool.
He's got a good heart, but he also has a hard edge. You know, there's definitely, if you watch some of his live streams, I mean, there was one live stream I was watching where it looked like he literally just woke up from bed. His hair was just everywhere. He just looked like a wreck. And he's just talking about, why can't we just get along as a human species? And why can't we? And those were his rambling thoughts. And of course, he's done something so great. He's proven to the world that he is capable of implementing these changes he's proposing. And whether it's through blockchain or not, I think that if once Charles Hoskinson, and he's younger than us, he might be older than you, but he's younger than me.
Yeah.
He might be your age.
Really?
And, yeah, he's a young cat.
Damn.
But so that's beautiful about that is because then you give him more time. And then, you know, so he gets to show us what he's doing in the blockchain with cryptos. But when you give him let his wings fully spread, dude, I think that he has so much to offer for the world. And he used to campaign. When Ron Paul was running for president, he was campaigning for the Libertarian Party. Yeah.
So that's actually one thing I was going to ask you. Do you think in the future he would run for something like that?
I think so. And I think that because, you know, Cardano is not his baby anymore. His company is IOHK, I think it is, in out Hong Kong. Yeah, IOHK. That's the business that's doing the business with Dish and Boost and with Chainlink is with Cardano, connected with Cardano, but IOHK is the business end of what he's doing. And so that's where he's the head of that. But he is, you know, Cardano is decentralized. Basically, all he did was laid the foundation, taught everybody, okay, this is what we do. Once it's decentralized, I step away. It's no longer my baby. He is no longer in the center. He used to be in the center while he was creating it. Once it was created, once smart chain started, he walked away. It's not his baby anymore. It's our baby. ADA is our baby.
Interesting. No, that's awesome, man. Yeah. Just interesting guy, man. I like what he's doing so far, what he's done. And I mean, I think he's proven to a lot of people that, you know, he's working on some good things for the future, you know, for us, for the people. And I think that's what he's all about. He's like, for the people. That's like, in general, if you want to just cut it to the fucking core of it, for the people.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how I look at it. That's how I understand it. So yeah, man. No, it's good shit. It's good shit, man. It's continuing tomorrow too, right? The summit. It's day 2 tomorrow,
2
right?
days. Yep. Yep.
Damn. What can we expect? What can we expect, man?
More to come.
Yeah. So off the air though, you were talking to me about so in regards to, let's just go back to it because obviously it is still a hot topic of discussion in our country, is obviously the vaccine mandates, right? And you sent me an article. It was the Seattle Times, right?
Yep.
Pretty much. Okay. And again, for me, I have a hard time understanding these things. And I always like to kind of just talk to you and just to kind of get you know, to pretty much say, like, if I'm correct or if I'm wrong, or for like, if I'm misunderstanding kind of like what the article was trying to say. And pretty much it was saying that Inslee has no fucking power to mandate a vaccine, that it's pretty much in the hands of health officials, right? Or the health administration.
No, legislators only.
Legislators,
lawmakers.
Okay. So he has no say at all whatsoever. So even for him to say that, it's kind of like stupid.
Him and the Supreme Court, the Washington State Supreme Court, both overstepped their bounds and they went beyond their authority and implemented and are in the process of implementing this vaccine. And a judge in federal way first tried to reach out to Jay Inslee, if I'm not mistaken, and then didn't really get anywhere with it. So he said, okay, well, I'm just going to write a letter to the Seattle Times. And he wrote a letter titled State Supreme Court Oversteps on Mandating Vaccine. And in that letter, he was basically telling the readers that exactly what I just said was that if you want to implement new laws, new mandates, you know, legal, that is not the governor. The governor's job and the Supreme Court's job is only a supportive role. They only play the support for the laws that they have. They are just there to say, okay, well, this is a law. I'm here to support it. They cannot make mandates. They cannot do that. That is the job of the legislature, and that is how a democracy works. And to set this precedent is very scary. And the judge in his article in Seattle Times, he said, okay, well, you may agree with this one that the governor is saying, but what if there's another mandate that he puts on the entire community and you don't agree with it? Well, then what? Well, so it could get dicey. And so he's just saying, my job as a judge, and I have to speak to the community, is I am here to support. I am not here to make laws. I'm here to, when cases come my way, I'm the one that looks at all the evidence, I look at all the facts, and then I decide, okay, well, this is how this law is to be interpreted.
Yeah.
But it's not to be, hey, we're going to create new ones. That's not your job as a judge or as a governor.
See, and I honestly, generally always thought that, like, they just can't really go ahead and do something at that caliber to fucking force people to do something that they're not going to want to do. And I just found it so funny to me when, like, he's fucking speaking at that level where it's like, it's already decided. I decided what's going to happen. And that's how it is. And I'm like, doesn't it have to go through a process first for you to like get to that point where you announce it? Because it's already been, I guess, voted on or agreed upon, by those people in those positions.
Yep.
Like, that's why, to me, it's just kind of stupid. Like, I don't like, for him to say that, it's just stupid to me. Like, you're not the fucking like the fucking king of this fucking state.
Yeah. You're not,
you know what I'm saying? So that's just me. I mean, I get, like I said, for me to even understand all the shit, how everything works, I wasn't the brightest crayon in the box and back in high school to understand how like the Congress and all that shit works. I'm fucking clueless. Like, but I'm willing to learn now because it's obviously it does involve me and then just everybody else like you. And so I like to be like,
that's
in
what
tune
they
with
do.
it,
That's essentially what Jay Inslee did, and what other governors such as Gretchen Whitmer and what's her name, Kate Brown in Oregon, and Gavin Newsom in California, they know that people don't understand civics, and so they said, okay, well, we know that people aren't, so we're just going to go ahead and do this, and we're just going to call this an emergency. And there were so many things that happened during this pandemic that were so unconstitutional. For one, the rent moratorium, you can't. And even the Supreme Court has said that you can't tell a homeowner that the people get to live in their home for free.
Yeah, that's
BS. Can't do that. Those people
BS.
have obligations, financial obligations as well. Homeowners have. Landlords have financial obligations such as maintenance, so, and they are obligated if their tenant, even if they're not paying during this moratorium, and their toilet goes out or their pipe busts or their something happens, the landlord still has to fix that. And if they were relying on that rent to help pay for those maintenance fees, so be it. That's how a lot of them do it.
Yeah.
And it's just, that's another thing. So we saw so many things happen during this pandemic that I hope never happens again. Never. But I mean, it's just like we live in this time where we are seeing, like, we were talking earlier about civil forfeiture. We are seeing authorities and governors and judges, and we are seeing a lot of people in these quote leadership positions acting outside of their authority, and it's getting downright scary, and so I decided in this thing where my job is essentially going to be threatened, where I could lose my job if I don't take the jab, and I won't take the jab. My wife and I have both decided that we are not going to take the jab, and for our religious reasons. We have our other reasons as well. And And so I wrote a letter to the governor. And I think that a lot of people should write to the governor. I think that the more and more of us who speak up and speak out, that becomes our civic duty when he is going too far. So if you would not mind, I would like to read this letter that I wrote.
Let him hear it. Let him hear it.
All right. I said, I just finished reading the opinion piece in the Seattle Times titled State Supreme Court Oversteps on Mandating Vaccine. My question to the governor is, since it is clear that he, nor the Supreme Court for that matter, have the legal authority to create laws, then why does he continue to act outside of his authority, which is creating hardships across the entire state? If the case is so compelling for there to be a COVID-19 vaccine mandate, why can't he let the legislature do their job and debate this topic in Olympia? I have no intention whatsoever to get the COVID-19 shot because I've already had COVID-19 and now have natural immunity, which is 13 times stronger than the current shots available. I am sick of this governor treating me and people like me like second-class citizens and threatening us with taking away our livelihoods over a medical decision he nor any judge has any right to hold against me. This was a rushed vaccine, and there are no studies on long-term effects on it yet and won't be for years. When Trump was in office, nearly every single Democrat governor said they wouldn't take the jab. But now with Biden in office, it's suddenly mandated. What changed? The guy in the White House? Is that how we decide if the vaccine is safe and should be mandated now? I am urging the governor to come back to his senses and start acting within his constitutional limits again, because by continuing to overstep his authority, he's creating a bigger crisis than COVID-19 will ever create. And I hope he reads that. I hope he reads that.
Or I hope he watches this fucking clip, which we will definitely fucking clip up and shoot it his way. So
yeah, and I hope Jenny Durkin can see where I'm camping, you know?
Oh, yeah,
dude. This is your mess. You created this mess.
And he's only making it better by actually, recording a podcast there live, and showing the people how it is.
Yeah, down. I think I'm down in Pikes. I think I can see what's that? Crab pot. Yeah, I think I can see crab pot from here. Yeah.
I hope you go. I hope is it open or is it closed? Do you know? Just
right now, let me check my Apple phone, Apple Watch. Yeah, they're still open.
Okay.
Not a lot of people out tonight though. Okay. They're afraid of me and the homies.
Okay. Yeah. No, man. Dude, good letter. And it's straight up. I mean, dude, what you said is just fucking all factual. I mean, it's like they say, he has no fucking right, nor the fucking power to do that. And that's just how, like I said, how I've always felt when he was talking and saying that he's going to mandate it for the companies that have more than 100 employees, blah, 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 man.
Well, that was Biden. Yeah. Biden said that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was Biden. My bad. That was Biden.
But I mean, there's a lot of companies right now. I mean, and here's the thing, they're doing it in piecemeal, right? They're starting with the federal employees. Well, then they're gonna move on to a new sector. Then they're gonna move into a new sector, and they're trying to get our kids. And and if you are someone who believes in this vaccine, I'm not your enemy. You may look at me as the enemy, but I don't look at you as the enemy unless you come at me in any type of way. And make yourself the enemy, then we can go there. But people who want the vaccine and feel adamant about getting the vaccine for themselves, that's fine. I get it. The vaccine, I've seen enough evidence to show that I feel comfortable with people getting it. But what I am upset with and what I don't, and the questions I have, long-term effects, I don't the fact that those of us who have natural immunity, I feel like science is completely ignoring us, that the governors or in the government is completely ignoring us. And we could easily go do an antibody test. Why can't we do that? Why isn't the government allowing for other options? Because at the end of it, isn't the whole goal to just eradicate this COVID? I mean, and you're not going to completely because it acts as it's a virus and it's a flu-like thing.
Yeah.
So this thing could come back every year.
We're just gonna have to adapt to it at the end of the day. And that's how I looked at the bigger picture, that we're gonna have to just live with it. I mean, if you're gonna get it, I mean, at the end of the day, you just hope that it's not gonna be where you're gonna have like super crazy side effects. But it's like more like in the beginning, we've always said like we're more concerned for the people that are more elderly up there in age. Yes, that is true. So, but you're right, and I think that's one thing we want to make clear here, and it's just because I don't want things to get misconstrued or just misunderstood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, me and Brett, we're definitely on the opposite sides of things because I got my first shot of Moderna. He already had COVID way before I did. I got it not too long ago. I now feel like I don't need it because I already got COVID.
Yep.
So I feel like I'm good. That's my personal opinion. But at the end of the day, it comes to being one's decision and one's choice. And that's where kind of like there's the thin line in the sand where it should be about choice and not having to be where you're fucking forcing everybody to where they have to get it. No buts, what's about it. And that's the problem. Yeah. That's the main issue. The mandate for you are going to do what we say and that's it. No, we're not with that shit.
I don't like the precedent it sets either. I think that once you can label one thing a health crisis, you can label anything a health crisis. So maybe it starts with the mandated jab, but maybe they have figured out a way to turn guns into a health crisis. And now they're like, well, we know it's your constitutional amendment, but under a health crisis, we need to, because so many people are dying by gunshot wounds, we need to start removing guns from people's homes. And it, it's just 2 weeks to stop the spread. That's how this whole thing started.
Yeah.
Just wear the mask for 2 weeks just to stop the spread. 2 weeks has turned into 2 years. And I don't like the precedent. And I will resist. And I'm prepared to resist. And and it's not that I want to lose my job. I don't want to lose my job, but I talk to people that are directly related as to, the people that will essentially fire me. And I had that conversation, and it sounds like there will be no religious exemption accepted, which is weird. That's like another constitutional thing that's supposed to protect me. And now I'm being told by leadership that that my job is not going to be protected with a religious exemption. So, at that point, okay, well, that is, I guess, the hill I die on. And if that's what it takes, then perhaps it is better off for me to leave this environment and find myself in an environment where my body, my choices are accepted. So that's where we're at, and I think that this is an opportunity for a lot of people, for all of us that believe in civil liberties, believe in true freedom. This is our time to stand up. And we can do this together. And even if it is just, I will put the link to write a letter to Jay Inslee in the show notes on the YouTube screen or on the YouTube page or wherever you listen to the audio version. I'll make sure that link is there. And for Washington residents, if you feel like you want to say something to the governor against the vaccine, whatever, or you're in support of civil rights and freedoms and all that, let your voice be heard. He is not our leader. We are his boss. We are the ones that voted for him. Mm-hmm. We are the ones that pay his wage, his salaries. He is not our boss. We are his boss. And the more of us that can understand that, the better that we're all going to be.
So can we say, pretty much we say jump and he's got to say how high? I'm like, higher.
Give me 50. Yo. Oh, I would love to use that one. I would love to make him my little bitch for a day. I would. I'd be like, yo, I need you to take out the trash.
Oh, dude.
I need to do some chores.
Massage my feet while I play Xbox with my daughter, too.
Yeah. All that. Don't touch my food, though. Don't touch my food, motherfucker.
Oh, man. No, he's a clown, man. He's a fucking clown.
He's a tyrant.
It's bullshit. It is bullshit. But one thing I did want to bring up that I do want to give a shout out to in regards to you being in Seattle, since, you're downtown Seattle. And actually, there might be a few of these spots close to you. Dick's Burgers. So I think it's dope what they're doing. And so check this. They're raising their wages up for the employees there. So they're saying they're going to raise their wage up to $19 and it's effective already. It's been effective. I think it's already been effective since this past Monday. And they said once they complete a 12-week training course or whatever, I think it's just training in general, they're going to go up to $20 an hour. Nice. And then from that, they're saying that they're going to actually put more money into scholarships and childcare programs. So now that they're saying they're going to put a $28,000 scholarship program and more for childcare benefits. And before it was, you had to work there for 6 months, but it's actually after you complete your, when you complete your first skill test or whatever, you get those benefits.
Wow.
I think that's dope. I think that's fucking dope. When I read that, I was like, yo, man, I want to be eating at Dick's Burgers from now on. So I think it's like, that should definitely be for the people that want to like go on a stepping stone and then move on from there and just keep, excelling from that. That's a good stepping stone to start on. So for all like the kids going out of high school or going to college and all that, hey man, it's a good spot to work at. Flipping burgers. Shit.
For sure.
It's definitely a lot.
What's up? How much was your, how much did you get paid on your first job?
My first job? Dude, it was like $12. Like 12 or like 11 or something like that.
Double from when I got started.
Really? No, but you were, I mean, was it Burger King when you were working? How much were you getting paid there?
Burger King, $7.25. And minimum wage in Montana was $7.15 when I started. And they were like, yo,
shit.
But we see some potential in you, son.
Yeah.
We're gonna make you $7.25 an hour.
Damn.
Dude, you're gonna see me flip burgers like you've never seen.
Damn.
Yeah. So, I did that. So 19, shit, I'd be there.
$20 after you complete your training. So I mean, hey, $20 for flipping burgers.
Yo, man,
you need some good burgers.
Can I get one of those fancy Dick's hats?
Oh yeah, those hats were pretty fly.
I'm telling you, they got the menu on the front.
Yeah,
it's like a trucker hat. I love it, dude. I love it.
I mean, it fits me because I'm fat. But
here's the thing. I was reading an article about that. I do applaud what Dick's is doing. But I also, just to play devil's advocate, I think that a lot of businesses are being forced
to increase prices or to increase their wage.
I was reading an article the other day about the CEO of I believe it was United Air, and he went to Whataburger in Dallas, Texas. Okay. And so, he's, ready to get his Whataburger on. He opens the bag and he's like, man, there was something stapled on it. He said, he looked at it and he said it was a job application. So Whataburger is in such a crisis for labor right now that they are literally stapling job applications on the burger, on the bag.
Shit.
When you order it's like, hey, if you're happy to be looking for work,
come. Okay. Yeah, so
no
you feel like this is a move to get more people to work there, kind of like.
Yeah, and here's the thing, like I've talked about this economy so many times. I knew this day would come, and it's just beginning. It's just starting. But basically, in the 1970s, and we've talked about this before on the pod. In the 1970s, CEOs made 30 times more, on average, 30 times more than their lowest paid employee. These days, CEOs are making, in large corporations, 400, 500 times more than their lowest paid employee. So there's been just this huge disparity that's happened since the 70s, that they literally, the CEOs and the executives, they've got so greedy with all their money. They are the ones that are finding themselves in this position. So they've done it to themselves. And I applaud the people that are resisting work. Normally, and I'm a guy that, like, I will always have a job. I will never be one of those freeloaders, but that's just me, how I'm hardwired. Growing up in Montana, you had to hold your own, which is funny though. I should mention this in some of the talks that my wife and I have been having. She's a nurse. She was a nurse in the Philippines for 9 years, and she hasn't been certified in America yet. Well, now she's like, you know what? Maybe it's time to get certified. So I told her, I said, you realize if you get certified, you would make essentially what I make, and I said, I could just stay home. She goes, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind you staying home as long as when I come home, everything's clean. Everything, I don't have to, and I could be the fix-it guy. Like, there's all these projects I always want to do around the house. I would be the fix-it guy. I'd be the homeschooler because we're still debating on what we want to do with our children's education. With Izzy at least. Sure. Our older one is in public school, but public school Montana gets all the kudos.
Yeah.
But some of these crazy schools that are teaching kids some of the craziest shit.
I've heard of it.
I don't want no part of it.
I heard of it. We're talking about that too with our daughter. We're already thinking ahead, and I'll tell you what. Right now looks like she's not gonna go to public school. I'll tell you that.
No, I mean it's just one big liberal activist fest, and it's there. You're gonna confuse the fuck out of your children, and with the values that we're trying to instill in our child, she ain't learning that shit.
Yeah,
you can keep that shit, bro. Yeah, so we're looking at those. So our lives could fundamentally change if I get fired, and I will get fired. I will have to be fired.
You're what is it? You'll be a stay-at-home dad.
That's essentially what we're doing. Yeah,
Brett Guyver. They're gonna call you Brett Guyver because you're gonna be doing all these projects at home. You're gonna be a Brett Guyver / teacher.
Absolutely. And I'd be able to read. I'd be able to, study all my crypto. I'd be like, dude, I got it all planned out. I got it all. And I'm telling you, that house is going to look nice. And so mama, I just got to take care of mama,
Yeah.
But, roles are changing, baby. Roles are changing.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. One other quick, actually, in regards to, we were talking about technology at the beginning of this episode. I read something interesting in regards to how they're supposed to track diseases, airborne diseases for the future to come. So they actually made what they call these nanobots. So do you know that tree that lets go of those little spinning kind of leaves that come in the air and they kind of spin down like a little
the helicopter seeds. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
So they actually made a little robot that's propelled by the air that's able to detect or will be able to detect airborne diseases. And I don't know what else they were talking about.
No way.
Yeah, they're actually working on it. Yep. It's going to be powered by the air, no motor, nothing. They said it's as small as a grain of sand. But,
oh my God.
But they're saying that the design is similar to that propeller-like leaf that falls down.
Crazy. I just read an article where they are training dogs to sniff out COVID.
I saw that too. Fucking how?
I don't know, because they got strong ass smells. And
is that how strong their fucking noses are?
You lose your sense of taste and smell, and then dogs are like, "Oh yeah, I smell that shit."
Yeah, dude,
get that shit out of here.
He's fucking COVID.
Yeah, he's done. Dude. And coke.
And he sniffed some coke.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start smuggling in keys, and I'm like, "Oh, it must be the Rona."
That is, yeah. I did read that, and I had it written down as well to bring it up, and that is wild.
Whose bright idea was that? Like, hey, you think you could sniff out the fucking COVID?
I'm still mind blown. But like, how would they train a dog, dude? That's just like, because that's one thing too. That's kind of sketchy because dogs can get the coronavirus as well.
Oh, so like
they would have to. No, they can't. I was reading that in like Los Angeles somewhere or over there in California, there's like a high spike where like a lot of dogs are fucking getting sick.
God damn.
Straight up. But that's the thing, like they would have to have gotten it close to somebody that has it. But you would think like, how did they? I don't know. To me, it's just crazy. The whole concept of them being able to smell,
dude,
detect it.
I want to see a YouTube video on that shit. Hey, Jamie,
dude, no, right. I wish we had a Jamie soon though. Soon
someday
we'll have one.
When my wife's working and I'm staying at home all the time, I'll be your Jamie.
No, but yeah, man. So we'll end it off with those two interesting topics though. But it's crazy though. Yeah, those air propelled, little, I guess, nanobots that are going to be able to, I guess, supposedly now we'll be able to detect airborne diseases in the future. So being more well prepared if something were to come down the pipeline as these years go. So that's wild, man. That is wild. So that's one thing I definitely want to bring up and just kind of like see what you think about
The one thing too, we were talking about work earlier. I noticed that Amazon, they're trying to skirt the whole marijuana, so like the piss test. Didn't you see this?
Oh yes.
Yeah, they're like, hey, so one step. I guess that puts us one step closer to marijuana legalization. As marijuana. Amazon has said, new hires. We're not gonna even. I don't know if they're gonna give them a piss test or if they test positive for pot. They're not going to hold that against them. That's not going to be something that holds them back from getting a job. So,
game changer, man, for a lot of people. They're at 420 happy all the time. I mean, hey, if they can function and be able to do their job right and all that without them doing anything that's going to just hurt somebody else or themselves, why not, right?
I know. You know how those marijuana guys are, though. They get all like scary, and they're like mass murderers and killers, and like Reaper Madness. Isn't that the shit that was on Reaper Madness? Like they're the worst of your society.
If you were to see the ads back in the days, how they would like talk about people that smoked marijuana or what marijuana would do. It is fucking crazy.
Dude,
how they would drive it to be where it's like the fucking boogeyman. Like it's people on marijuana are 100 times more likely to kill you than a normal person.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, what?
Okay. So crazy. I'll tell you some weird shit. So like, I don't want to name his name because I don't want to get sued.
Okay.
But but someone in my family, someone that raised me, told me his whole life he didn't smoke weed or whatever. All of a sudden, he goes to Seattle for a while, hangs out with some weed smokers, and he comes back to Montana. Okay. And then he sat me down in the room like we were going to have this serious like heart to heart. And he was like, "Hey, Brett, man, I saw some shit when I was in Seattle." I said, "Oh, mind you, I was smoking weed on the regular at this time, right, in my life." And he goes, "Man, I was smoking weed one day and I looked in the mirror. My eyes were all bloodshot, and I saw Satan. And I said, 'You get out of here, motherfucker.'" And like,
oh my God.
Here I am. I'm like, wait a minute. Dog, I probably smoked about a pound of weed in the last month. And I ain't never seen Satan.
You were smoking crack.
Yeah. Like, dude, I had the munchies, and I failed a couple of tests in high school. I never saw Satan. I never saw any of that. And so I'm just like looking at him like, do you think I'm fucking stupid right now? Do you think I'm fucking stupid? You think I'm stupid? Oh my God. You think that I think that no, you're ashamed because you were in fucking AA and you were trying to clean your life and then you fucked up and now you feel guilt and now you're trying to scapegoat the drug on some shit that never happened. You never fucking saw Satan. You saw your red ass eyes and you felt like an idiot, like a loser. And now you think you're gonna fool me. You ain't fooling me, dog. You ain't fooling me. Fuck you. Jesus.
Oh, fuck. He tried to stymie you. He tried to fucking one up you. And you're like, nope, not today.
No, I just, dude, and I don't have anything. I call pot smokers losers all the time, but it's just a joke. Like, it's just like, it's the whole stereotype, and you can't make fun of any races anymore because, especially if you're white, because all of a sudden it's racist now. But drugs, I mean, you can use drugs still as a stereotype until the activists come out and say that, oh, you can, whatever. They'll make up something.
Yeah.
So I just, so I just call pot smokers losers, as a joke. I don't mean it, we're just playing,
Yeah. Don't ever take anything serious from us from the Tipsticks podcast. I'm saying we're here to have a good time. We're all about just having fun and just, being funny about it. And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, just a friendly reminder for those who probably haven't tuned in. This is your first time watching. Thank you. But yeah, no, straight up. Yeah, but that's crazy. Amazon's doing that. I wouldn't expect them to do so, but maybe they're just saying, fuck it. We just need more people because, they are opening a new facility down yonder, kind of where you're at. So
like maybe literally right down the road.
Yeah. So no, they're expanding, bro. I mean, shit, it's fucking Bezos' army.
I know. Well, if they didn't, it's too bad. They probably require you to take the jab. I need to find something, not gonna make the jab. I'm probably gonna have to move away from the state though. That's probably what's gonna happen. I mean, I know it's gonna happen. We're looking at other states right now. That's crazy, huh? A red state, definitely.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I mean,
I want to shoot my guns again. Hey, I don't know if you want to talk about a little victory in your world. I don't know if you want to talk about that, or you don't have to. Just give me the signal if you don't want to, and I can dissect into something else.
All I know, I'll just say this, just to not put too much out, but I'll say I'm going to be having a new hobby here pretty soon.
Yeah, baby.
It was a lot. I'll just say this from my experience of just going through the process. Really easy. Cool. I kind of fucked up on my behalf because I actually missed 2 of my dates to, go get my fingerprints and all that. My fuck up again. I'm stupid. And, but this time around, I put that shit on my calendar. Actually, wifey put it on her calendar, reminded me, hey, 1:45, you got to go, do what you got to do. Okay. Went, metal
Good
detector.
for you.
I'll tell you crazy. I mean, I told you the crazy part though, right? That the buttons on my shorts set the metal detector off. And I'm not gonna lie, I got kind of spooked. Like, what the fuck? Like what made it go off? Because now I'm thinking like, well, I had my work boots on and they had those little metal, the metal spots where you can like put your shoelaces around so you can tighten them up a little bit more. So I thought maybe that made them go off. So step aside and I'm like, all right, so I need to just step aside over here. Spread your legs apart, put your arms out. I'm like, what the fuck? I honestly was kind of spooked. But then I also realized I had my watch on. I'm like, oh, it's probably my watch. And he was all like searching me, like checking my boots and just like
looking for the dagger.
Like, no, dude, right? He's looking for my dagger that I hide in my anus.
Yeah.
No, but it was good. They said, all right, you're good to go. Proceed. And, I was only there probably for 15, 20 minutes in and out. And now just the waiting game.
Did you ever see that? Oh, go ahead.
No, that was it. That was it.
That's good, man. That's good. Did you ever see that video of the one cop where the guy was getting arrested, and so the cop was patting him down, and he pats down the front of his pants, and he goes, "Hey, what's that?" And he goes, "It's my dick."
Really?
and then the cop just looks at him like, "Oh,
what's that?" Oh, that's fucking good, man. What are the memes like? Why would you even look at that? Like, it's kind of sus if you're gonna like go in the middle, be like, wait, what's this right here? Like, what the fuck? Come on, man. Same first rodeo, man. Come on, man.
It is.
That's crazy. No, but yeah, ready. Man. I'm happy I did it. I guess it's a new hobby of mine that I'll be taking up on, and it's just like the waiting game. But I'm also looking at a few pieces.
We got a spot up at my house, and
dude,
yeah. Mm-hmm. So we're ready to do that. We'll get the pictures going. Take a couple Kodaks.
Fuck yeah, dude! I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah.
But with that being said, bro, I mean, should we wrap this up? I mean, I feel like we've touched on quite a bit. Maybe just we did focus on a lot on just the Cardano aspect of things because it's just really exciting news because like the more and more that it just keeps growing. It's really good for everybody that's really invested into it, but in general, just looking forward to the future of crypto and just how it's gonna, change the world. So it's really exciting stuff, because we're really living through this and we're witnessing just unfold before our very own eyes. So it's all good stuff.
That's right.
But with that being said, of course, as always, go check us out on our Instagram page at the Tiptech Podcast, and go check us out on YouTube at the Tiptech Podcast as well. Have all the videos to all the episodes we ever recorded, and you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn FM Radio, and all that good stuff. So you can listen to the audio if you're more of an audio head.
Yep.
But with that being said, also as well, we're gonna sign out. Catch you the next one. Take care. Happy Friday. So this is gonna release on a Friday, and we'll see you next time. Peace.